Yes, guys, what's going on? I go by the one, the only, Ali the presenter, and today, here we go, man. New podcast is out. I can't lie, everyone's been telling me to start a podcast for a very, very long time. And it's like, you know what? Let me just bring it to life. Because I was thinking, why not? You know, the season's over now. You know, like I have nothing to lose. And it's just, I want to be able to get guests on to express about their story, their journey into where they are now, their careers, the struggles, the highs, the lows, everything. Just in a little nutshell. So that's why I decided to make a podcast. The podcast is actually called Games Gone. I don't know why I made up that name. I don't know. I just sit in my bed late last night think of my name, Games Gone, because the game's actually gone. I'm being real. The game's actually gone. But without further ado, make sure you guys go like, comment, and subscribe, guys. We got some big guests coming onto this pod, and it's deeper than what you think it is. This ain't no ordinary podcast. We're going deeper, guys. We're going like, you know what I'm saying? People are going to cry in this podcast. That's what I'm saying. People are due to cry, so get some tissues, get some popcorn, get your drinks ready, because we have a special guest here. Once the rising star at Manchester United, scoring on his debut, now making his mark at Ball League, this guest that we're bringing on today is finally opening up about his journey like never before. He's never gone on a podcast. He's never done anything media related to talk about his journey. So this is the first time ever that he's speaking about his journey. Guys, the highs, the lows, the battles, depression, anxiety, being rejected from clubs, injuries. You're going to hear about it today on this episode. I want to welcome the one, the only, Josh Harrop. Welcome, man.
Hey, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to speak to you. You know, like you say, I've never really sat down on a podcast and like spoke about my journey in football and really opened up about things. So it'll be good to finally sit down and do that.
Because you said to me, like, there's a lot of people that have come to you, like Sky Sports. A lot of podcasts have actually come to you and said to you that, you know, you want to hear about your journey.
Yeah.
But it's just, how comes, like, you chose Ali, the presenter, the game's gone?
I don't know, you know. Do you know what it is? A lot of people recently have been asking me to jump on podcasts and speak about everything that's gone on with my career and stuff. And, you know, obviously I'm playing in the Ballers League now. I'm known to have been playing in the leagues and been at quite a lot of clubs. And I thought, you know what, why not just sit down and speak about it? Like, people are asking to hear about my journey, and now's come the time just to...
Because we met at Baller League,
and
I said to you, I'm like, because I was... Shout out to Ergis, because this wouldn't have happened was for Ergis. I said to Ergis, bro, I need to see Josh, man. I need to meet him. Because I'm a United fan. You used to play for United.
Yep.
And then Ergis was like, bro, like, just wait, he's going to come. I'm like, bro, the time, bro, like. I waited till the last game. I'm not going to lie. I waited till the last game. I was thinking, bro, where's this Josh guy at, man? Did he just fly back to Manchester?
Yeah.
Is he gone? I'm like, long day. So then you just came out of nowhere. I was like, bro, Josh Harrop. He's like, yeah. And I was like, bro, I'm starting a podcast, man. I need you to jump on it. And then literally a couple days later, we're here now. Do you get me?
You know what it is? So like before this, I didn't know you. Do you know what I mean? And then the way you came, nah. But I mean, like in terms of like when I'm there, there's so many people coming, chatting to me, asking me to do this, do that.
Yeah.
And the way you came, spoke to me, like I got good vibes for you. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna come jump on and
appreciate for jumping on, man. Your first ever guest here.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And listen, you got an insane journey, bro. You get me? Scoring on your debut, last game of the season. And like, you know, going through a lot of different clubs at the time, you know, training with the likes of Zlatan, Pogba, you know, that's
some crazy talents, isn't it?
Now playing for Clint's team, bro, you've got a mad story to tell, and I want to get into that. So make sure you guys are liking, comment, subscribing to the Games Gone podcast, because guys, we're going deeper than what you think it is, man. The truth's madder than fiction, as what Dave says, which is my favorite bar. But I want to get into it firstly. To start things off. You was originally raised up in Stockport, right? So how was it like? Growing up in Stockport?
You know, Stockport's like, it's one of them places. It's just like everybody's like a community there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I go back there now, I still see the same faces, and I wouldn't have wanted to be raised anywhere else. You know what I mean? All my family's from Stockport, all my mates from Stockport. Well, to be fair, I moved to Sale with United, so I've got a lot of mates in Sale now. But like I say, that was the place I grew up, and I got a lot of love for that place. They always support me, always messaging me, like seeing what I'm up to, how things are going. Like everyone there supports me. So yeah, no, it's a good place, man.
Yeah. And at what age did you start like kicking a ball? Because I'll be real, man. Everyone's kicking ball nowadays. 4, 5. Project Leaning, I'm hearing. Project Mbappe, I'm hearing. So at what age did you like? Was that like, cool? I want to start kicking ball. On that serious.
Do you know what? Right, my dad was a coach of a Sunday League team.
Oh yeah.
Called Spaley Hay. So kind of just from then really going playing there, training there, and then on the park, like every day I was just on the park for hours. Like even when I was training at clubs, I'd come home from school, I'd go to the park for a few hours, just kick the ball, like in a cage.
Yeah,
longies.
Cage football, yeah.
That's why I like Ballers League, because like it just throws me back to like when I was so young, just kicking a ball. But I think I always had a ball at my feet. I don't know. I think it was just, I don't know if it was made to be. I don't know. My family, my dad was like, he loved footy in it, so he was pushing me that way. All my family was supportive in terms of football. So yeah, it was just, I think it really started like my actual football playing and enjoying it was Sunday League, playing for Spaley Hay. It was like the little tournaments we would do, going down to like the park in Stockport. There'd be a massive setup. We'd be like spray painting our hair red and stuff for the day. We'd be there for hours just playing. And we actually had a good team. At the time when we was young, there was so many lads like who were at Spaley Hay at the time who were getting scouted, who were going to like all the like teams like Blackburn, City, United, Blackpool, all the teams kind of like around Manchester. Clubs were coming to watch us because we was winning a lot of these tournaments. Even at the age of 6, that's when they start like picking up players out of teams. So I think that's when I really started my journey playing there. And then obviously I started dipping into academies. I must have been training at 3 or 4 different academies each week. And fair play to my family. I look back now and like before like they know anything's ever gonna go anywhere, I'm having my dad or my mum have to drive me to Blackburn one night. I'm going to Bolton another night. I'm going to United.
So they're actually like sacrificing.
That's
so
what I'm
much.
saying. Yeah, you don't realize until you get older. Like they don't know if it's gonna work out or not. But
they're just doing it because they actually see.
They're pushing me in the right direction, hoping or giving me a chance or an opportunity. And like I can only thank them for that now. Looking back at the hours, Blackburn was like an hour away drive. I remember like sitting in the car thinking, God, this is miles away. But at the time, I don't realize my dad's driving me there. Do you know what I mean? He's going out. He's worked all day. Coming home straight in the car, and we're going all the way to Blackburn, Bolton, United, different days of the week. So, like I say, it was a lot for them really, if you think about it. Like when I was young to do that, and I just thank them. Like even now, like I just so appreciative of what they did for me.
Yeah, no, so, big up to your parents, man.
Yeah,
because you know it is like I say to everyone, that if you done Manny vs London ballers, you lot would beat us.
I don't know, there's a lot of ballers like, in London.
No, but you know it is Manny ballers. They're different though, in terms of quality.
There's a lot of ballers.
Because like, I don't know if in Manny, but like, the only 2 sports that you lot play is boxing and football, right? Something like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably,
and then in London you got basketball, people playing hockey, hockey, people playing table tennis, all these other sports, innit? Basketball. So I think like, out of London and Manny, I think you lot will beat us. And I'll keep it, because I've played with a lot of Manny ballers, and they're serious, bro. Just get me, they're serious, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
there's you know what? I think it'd be close though, because like I've trained at a lot of clubs, and there's been a lot of lads from London who like I might not have heard of before, or like aren't big names, and they've come and very talented, like a lot of talented lads from London. Like I say, Manchester as well, like. I think it's like Borners were a bit rough. I don't know if we are, but like rough and ready a little bit. A lot of people say like the Manchester lads, like when they played a bit more rough and ready. And
I understand that though. Yeah, but I would say, like in terms of like, London, it's just like I don't know, like the ratio of quality of like people being good is very slim compared to the quality of being good in Manchester. Because everyone plays ball in Manchester. Let's be real.
It's a debate, innit? I'd like to see the debate. What other people think, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what personally I think. And I'm not. I don't think I'd be able to step in London.
I'm not trying to get no beef between the London lot, so I don't know. There's talent everywhere.
Yeah. So would you say that that Blackburn were the first club to reach out to you before United?
I was kind of just training at loads of different ones. I was at Blackburn. I was at Bolton, I was at United, trained a little bit at City, but I was a United fan. And like, you know, when you're that age, I was like, I don't want to go City. My dad was like, no, it's an opportunity for you. You just got to go anyway, even if you don't want to. But I think at that age, I think you just try everywhere. But Blackburn actually had a really good setup from young. I remember going there. There was like a massive dome. I used to feel a bit nervous when I used to go because it was massive. It was like an indoor, like AstroTurf. But I don't know. I always just feel a bit nervous going. Even there at United, when we was going to like the Cliff and to Littleton Road, it was like a bit, because at the Cliff and Littleton Road and places like that, there's like all the family, all like the parents, they all line up and watch. And even at Carrington, there's a balcony, and you're obviously playing, and then there's just a row of like family, and they're all watching. And you know what, like there's a lot of parents are quite intense, a lot of them. And yeah, it was a bit daunting, but I mean, just going through that process, it was good, man. It was enjoyable, and I've only ever really loved football. And it's mad to speak to people now, and like, because I'm a free agent, like people say to me, would you not like look at doing other stuff, or like even in your free time, like maybe like look into agency and or coaching and stuff. But I think I'm only 29 and my mind's still focused on being a footballer. I'm not really ready to make that transition yet. I really want to just give it another go. Do you know what I mean? I can't really make that commitment anywhere else, you know, like to focus on doing something else. Like my mind and my brain's just wired to play football.
I hate that.
And people say, yeah, but you know what about when you retire? And I'm always like, when I retire, I have to make that transition then. But at the meantime, I'm just gonna train and focus on being a footballer. And being a free agent, it's difficult because you have so much time on your hands. You go from, since I've been 6 years old, I've played football pretty much every single day. I've been at a club. I've never really not been at a club. So going from every day, waking up, going into a training facility, training, being around a group of lads, to then being a free agent and being, right, I've got to get up, I've got to go to a gym, or I've got to go and find a coach to train with on my own, or I've got to go to a park and run round a pitch on my own. And it's a bit like, oh man, this is hard work. Like, this is like, it's a bit demoralising. You lose a bit of your purpose. You're like, you missed the lad banter, but then you also miss that, like, I've not got a game on a Saturday, what am I training for? I've got to just run to stay fit for hopefully an opportunity. And to any footballer who's a free agent, I understand it's not an easy process, like, because nobody wants to be a free agent who plays football. Everyone wants to be at a club and everyone wants to be training and being around lads and have a game to play for. And it's difficult. It's not easy at all. I think there should be more from the football world, you know, to support footballers who are free agents. I know the PFA are working on they have like a pre-season thing now for free agents. And
I think was it Tottenham that done it? Tottenham or Palace? They done like some program where like they had like a program where they would do like trials for like released footballers to give them another chance. Yeah,
they should. I think there should be more, because the first time I was a free agent, there was nothing. Nobody spoke to me. Nobody really in football like helped me out. I had to do everything off my own back. I was finding my own coaches to do personal sessions with, going to the gym on my own. There was no like structure for lads. And I wonder, like, these lads who come from abroad and stuff, who have moved countries, who then become free agents, like, how do they get by? Like, what do they do? How do they find people? Like, it's easy for me because I've been in England my whole life. I know a lot of people from Manchester to go and work with, and I've been at a lot of clubs to have like links to people who I can train with, or I can go into clubs and train with teams, even though I'm not really going to sign or it's not a trial, but I'm still training proper football, where for some lads they have nothing. They literally have nothing, and they've got to just do it.
That's where then at that point, that's where they just go back to working like 9 to 5s and that.
Literally, yeah. I know a few lads.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. But as a footballer, you're not used to that life, so it's difficult to transition into that. I know a lad now. I won't say his name, but played footy all his life, and he's working Amazon at the minute, just driving, just to make some money, because he's got obviously bills to pay. So,
but like, what would be like your advice for people that are trying to give up on their footballing dream, that have that potential to make it, but they just need that extra push? What would you say, like, you would say to them?
I would just say, like, you've got to motivate yourself, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Do you know what I mean? You've got to just be focused on what your goals are, and that might be sit down, write everything you want. A 6 month. I remember I got a board, and before I signed for Cheltenham last season, had a board in the off season, and I wrote on it like my goals of what I wanted to do, and how I was going to train, how many days a week I was going to train, what I was going to specifically train on, my goals in terms of what clubs I want to try at, what level I want to end up signing for. And I had it all wrote down on a whiteboard. I had it in front of it might be like weird, but I had it in front of my mirror in my bathroom. Yeah. Every morning I'd see it, and I would just, each day I would be like ticking things off, like I've done that now. What else can I add to it? Like, these are the little steps I want to take to try and get to where I want to be. And it was mad because I'd been at Northampton the season before, and I had an injury there, didn't really play, and that was League Two. They got promoted, and I wrote on it like League Two, like sign for League Two. And then my missus was like, "Do you not want to try and go League One?" And I was like, "No, I don't know if it's realistic right now. I've been in League Two, I've been injured, I've not really played." And she was like, "Put League One on it, and just you have the ability. You've played higher. Like, don't set yourself too low.
Yeah, like be delusional."
Yeah. In a way, be delusional. But at the time, I was like, "Oh, I don't know if it's realistic. I don't know if I'm going to get there." But I thought, you know what? I'll put League One, I'll put League Two there, like the kind of levels I want to get to. And then 3 or 4 months later, I signed in League One.
Nah, big up, man.
So yeah, it was crazy. At that time, even though ability-wise, I knew I can play at that level, I just didn't know if it was realistic with the injuries I've had and the time out of football I'd had at that time. I didn't know if it was realistic, but as small as a thing of writing on a board and just motivating myself and looking at it every day and having it there to see, and I was training every day. I had everything in place to make sure I was ready for when I got the opportunity to go into a place to be the best version of myself. Like, maybe that could have been a small reason why I got to where I did.
Besides content, eyeball, whiteboard. Besides football, eyeball and whiteboard to write tasks for me to do. So, for example, when I was planning our podcast together, I was writing out episode 1, Josh Harrop, things to do, things to talk about, the topics. So all the topics that you're seeing right now, I had it all written down. What does Josh want to talk about? What does Josh not want to talk about? Yeah. Do you get me? So I would say getting a whiteboard or like getting a board, it helps so much because it helps you plan out your day-to-day life. You know, doing things that you want to accomplish during the week or throughout the year.
It's like setting yourself goals, isn't it?
Yeah. Talking about obviously your footballing career, obviously you signed for Man Utd. So at what age did you actually was like, cool, I want to play for Man Utd, the club that I support, the club I love?
I think I was about 5 or 6 years old is when I really...
5 and 6?
I think that's when I first started training with United. So crazy. Like you say, it's young, isn't it? I think I was about 5 or 6 years old, and that's when I was training at a lot of other clubs. It was mad when I actually signed for United. They'd release me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, did United release me? I don't know what age it was. It was like 6 or 7 years old, and it was at the time when you make the move to, I think it's like the Cliff and Littleton Road. Yeah. And they pick a certain amount of lads, and they didn't actually pick me. They released me, and I signed for Bolton one night. It was in a car park. I don't even know where it was. I just remember signing for Bolton. Yeah. And then one of the scouts that was at my satellite centre, he rang my dad and said, "There's no way I'm letting Josh not be signed or be released. He deserves a chance. I want to get him back, and I want to get him signed." And then I went back and started training again, and then I ended up actually signing. Like, I don't know even what it is at that age. I just remember you sign something. I don't know if it's a contract or what, but you don't get paid or anything. It's just you signed to train there and whatnot. But yeah, it was mad because I remember crying. I remember like when my dad was like,
because it's Man United, isn't it?
Yeah, that was like, I'm a United fan. That's my dream. And I remember like coming home, and I think even they were a bit upset. I remember it now like it was like yesterday. I remember being in my kitchen. My dad was like, "We're not going back to United," and I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like they've said you're not coming back. And then a couple of weeks later, someone made a call. I ended up going back. And actually, fair play to Bolton at the time, because I think they seen the opportunity was bigger at United for me, and the contract I'd signed with them, they allowed me to to chop it up and go the other way. So I had to.
Do you
appreciate
remember
that.
like your first ever training session with United, and like what was that like? You know, putting on the United kit.
I think when you're young, you don't really like. It's just it's more of a satellite centre. It's more there's loads of lads there, and you just kind of just going in. You don't really have like I don't think you even have United kit. I can't really because it was so long ago. I can't really remember. I think it's more just fun at that age. It's more. It's not too serious. It's you're playing like five-a-side games, and it's more like tournaments and stuff like that. I never really like seen it as being serious at that age. It was more just football and enjoying and turning up and playing, and it was never I'm at United. It was just this is what I'm doing. I'm playing football. I'm enjoying myself, having fun. So yeah, I think the times when it really gets serious is I would say for me was it was when I moved out of my house, when I moved out of my family home to live in Diggs. I think I was around 13 years old. So there was a process at United, and they pick like I think it's 2 or 3 lads out of the age group. It might be like 3 or 4 out of some, but they basically pick a few lads out of an age group and they put them into a thing called a manor system. So you leave your family home, you live in Diggs from Monday to Friday, move school, and you train every day. You do like half day school, half day footy. So that was when for me it was really like, right, this is serious now. I'm leaving my family home, and even from my mum and dad, like it's crazy. Like I think now, imagine I had a kid, and it's like you're gonna be going moving. Even though I lived in Manchester anyway. I lived like 20 minutes from where I was living, 30 minutes. But I had to live in that house to train, go to that school, get picked up off a minibus every day. So yeah, that's when it was real serious for me.
And then like, do you remember your first team training? Your first ever team training?
Yeah, that was like daunting. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because you're going from legends, like people who you look up to. You see them around the building, you don't really speak to them, they say hi to you, but you don't really sit and have a conversation with them. Different, maybe like the younger lads in the team, like Jesse Lingard was playing in the reserves, he'd like gone to the first team, so I would speak to like players like that. But you got like Rooney, Pogba, Zlatan, these type of people. That's as a 17, 18-year-old kid who's a United fan, just seeing them, you're like, whoa, there's Zlatan, there's Pogba, there's Rooney, there's all these players. And then when you get the call, oh, you're gonna go train with the first team today, you're like, okay, I better be ready, because I don't want to show myself up. Like every touch has got to be on it today. So I can't really. I used to train quite a lot. There was a time under Van Gaal when he was there. Giggs was like working with him, and I was training quite a lot. Like most days, there was a stage where I was there just training. So I kind of got used to training with him. But then I had a couple of injuries. I was dropping in and out. So it was never really like. There was a time quite a lot of lads. I don't know if I would have, but there was a year when Van Gaal was the manager. A lot of lads made the debut, and I had like double hernias. I had back-to-back hernia operations.
I think Rashford made his debut that year, right?
There was a few lads. Joe Riley, Rashford,
Andres
Pereira. I think he was around that time. I think Januzaj was breaking through that time. I think Joe Rothwell, Ben Pearson might have been on the bench. There was a lot of lads from the reserves who were stepping up, because Van Gaal was he liked the youth setup. He liked the technical lads from the youth, and he liked to bring you up and train. And he had people who would watch the reserve games, and he would speak to you. They'd come like after a reserve game, and they'd speak to you about like what they thought you did well, what they thought you didn't do so well. Other managers like Mourinho, he was more first team, locked in. And it's only if he needed lads to come up, he would really bring the youth lads up.
Yeah, for example,
he would call us all kids. It was funny. It would be like, say your team would be like, kid, come here.
Is it?
Like, he wouldn't say your name ever. Even like, I think like Rashford, who was training there for quite a long time, I still relate to him as kid. Like that was like his thing. But like Van Gaal, he was very bring the youth through. Mourinho, not so much. Even though he was the one who gave me my debut. Yeah. So I can't really say anything bad about him, but it was harder to train with the first team under him.
How's it like training with these players though, like Pogba, Zlatan? Obviously, I know you played with Rashford throughout the ranks. Yeah. But like, how's it like training with someone like Zlatan? Mm-hmm. You know, he's like 6'5". He's a tall fella.
Yeah, the levels.
You know, he takes things seriously. Like how's it like being around him and training with him?
The levels are different. Like from the minute you go over there. So around like the changing room and stuff, they're all laughing and joking. As soon as you walk out, nobody was, at the time I was training, nobody was laughing or joking. As soon as they hit that pitch, it was serious. Like, I remember there was a training session once with Zlatan, and we'd gone over there was a few youth lads, and there wasn't that many first team players training, and I don't know if he was in a mood that day, I don't know. I used to get on with Phil Jones like quite well, like to speak to. He was a really nice guy and very humble, and he'd speak to us a lot. Like some of the first team wouldn't really like speak to us too much, but he used to always chat to us. And I was speaking to him, and I was like, Zlatan, like, he's like, seems a bit like, not moody, but dead serious. And he's always like, don't worry, like, that's just the way he is. And we're training, and the warm-up, like, something in the warm-up wasn't right. And he was like, standards are not high enough. And then he was like, already not happy about that. I think he might have even sat out the warm-up because the levels weren't good enough. And he sat there and just watched. And then the training was going by, and I think he had an argument with one of the youth lads. I think it was Joe Riley at the time. I think he kicked him or something, and then they had like an argument. I think
he stepped up to Zlatan.
I think he rammed his head into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I think he like something happened. And he like pushed his head down, and he was like proper angry this day. And then I think he ended up just walking in. He just halfway through the session just walked in because he didn't think the levels were good enough. Like, he didn't think people were training properly. I don't know if it was the first team lads he was relating to or the youth team lads that had come up, but he wasn't happy with something in that session where he just ended up walking off. But that's how I was saying, like, it's like a different mentality. Like, he's gone out there to train at his level, and he wasn't happy with the way the lads were training that day. Just walked in, and I was like, have I done something? I was thinking in my head, have I done something wrong? Am I not training good enough? Or like, I don't think it was that. I think it was just he was just
wanted to be the best in it.
So locked in, to being at like high standards. He just got off that day. But there was like other days, like with the reserves, sometimes on a Sunday if we're training, things might not be too serious, do you know what I mean? Like, it might be after a game or whatnot. People are coming in, and it might be like 5-a-side, 6-a-sides, a little bit of passing, and you kind of just float through the sessions and get it done, but it wouldn't be too, it's a Sunday, things would be a bit more chilled. I remember we used to go over to the first team on a Sunday, and sometimes we'd played on a Saturday, so those lads had played 90 minutes, and we're going over to the first team to train, so we're a bit tired anyway. I'm thinking, it'd be a light session. You'd do like 4v4 games, it'd be like man for man, and it would be intense. Like, I'd done man for man 4v4 games with the reserves, and if someone loses a man, it's not like someone screaming at you or someone shouting at you. If you like switched off for a split second and your man scored, bro, these guys,
they'll cook you basically.
Oh my god, they're track your man, what are you doing? Like, a lot of them are foreign, innit? They're like proper intense, and I was like, whoa, this is like, I'm knackered. I played a 90-minute game the day before. I can only just like get about, and I'm thinking I've got to be chasing. I've got to be like touch tight to everyone, and like the levels were crazy. You got like Memphis training these, Falcao training these sessions, Januzaj not training with like your average players. So you've got to be proper on it. And off the back of a 90 minutes the day before, my legs are already a bit. And it used to be a common thing. Like, they'd bring a few of us in. The lads who wouldn't play on a Saturday for the first team train on a Sunday, but they're all fresh. But they're serious as well. Like, they're not coming in joking around. Like, it was proper. So yeah,
that's crazy. Like, you trained with some big ballers.
Some of the names, even some of the reserve games, we've been playing in the reserves. And like Warren Joyce, I was really close with the manager, Warren Joyce, and he'd like pull me to a side. It's like, we've got a lot of the first team playing today. Like, and I'd be like, who's playing? He'd be like, Memphis is playing, Rooney's playing, Phil Jones is playing, Luke Shaw's playing. I remember we played Norwich at Old Trafford once. I think we had Luke Shaw left back, Phil Jones. I think we had Eric Bailly, Januzaj, Pereira, Memphis. Like, Will Keane was in the first team then. I don't know if Jesse played in it. I'm not sure, but it was almost like a United first team. I think it was like 5 or 6-1 or something in that game. He was saying, I'm not a defensive mid. I was like a 10. Sometimes played off the left. Then he was like, I'm going to play defensive mid this game. I was like, defensive mid. He was like, if you see the team we're playing with, just get on the ball and play. It's gonna be a breeze for you. So I was like, and then that's when it was like all these names, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah. Who would you say is like the best trainer? I'm gonna give you a challenge. Who would you say is the best trainer you've played with? The hardest trainer you've played with, and the funniest trainer you've played with. So you got three.
The best one, I did an interview for Sky Sports the other day, and so I played and trained with a lot of like big names and stuff. But I always say to this day, Januzaj, was the best player I trained with. Like the stuff he used to do in training was crazy. I don't know if it's because I trained with him a lot more. Like he was in the reserves when I was in the reserves and made the jump to the first team. But the talent that guy used to have, like it was just different. Like I don't even know how to explain the way he played. He used to play off like the tip of his toe. So like he wasn't really fast, but he would like almost suck a player in, and off the tip of his toe just gone. And like he used to be able to just megs people on lock. He was almost like a street footballer. Like in training, he had megs, everything. Like it was just crazy. I used to try and like, you know, he was one of them players. I used to try to copy him.
Yeah.
I was looking up to him like as a youngster. I was like watching the stuff he'd do, and like maybe when he wasn't there, I'd be like trying to do the things he was doing. You know, like even like might sound so weird the way he was walking or the way he was like running with a ball. I try and mimic certain things he did because he was so talented and so good. It was almost like an inspiration at the time. Like this guy is so good. And don't get me wrong, he used to annoy me because he was so arrogant, and I'm trying to make it myself at that time.
Yeah.
But he was arrogant in like a way. He knew the ability he had. Like I remember when he went into that first team, people don't walk into the first team and like settle straight away. He walked into that first team like he was a first team player. The way he walked around the change room, the way he walked around the building, he was owning like the first team sessions. And I think some of the lads didn't like it. Some of the lads respected it, but he had this like aura around the place. Like this boy's a talent. Do you know what I mean? The hardest trainer, did you say? Do you mean like aggressive?
As in like the hardest like to play against.
I know.
Do you know what I heard? As in like, sorry to cut off, but I spoke to some people at United and they've told me that Juan Mata was like one of the best.
He was I didn't train with him that much, to be fair. Train with him, but technically crazy. Yeah, like he's tiny. He's tiny, isn't he? Like he's light. He's not strong. But like the ball manipulation and do you know to get out of small spaces, crazy. But the hardest one.
Yeah, but he's Spanish though, isn't it? You got to realize he's Spanish though.
Pure techie. Like, that's what I'm saying. Serious techie player. Remember Rojo?
Oh yeah.
Nasty.
He's Argentinian though.
Oh my God. Training. Do you know training? Anything 50-50 or not even close to a 50-50, he is wiping you out. Like he was a serious anything. Dirty, like red cards in training. Like you think I don't want to go near that guy. Like he's gonna wipe you out. He was. I like I said, I didn't train with him loads, but the times I trained with him, even Phil Jones, he was a heavy tackler in training. Like I don't think people realize how good he actually was. Like when I used to train with him, I used to think this guy is like nobody gets past him. Like he was actually a serious defender. What was the other one you said?
And funniest trainer.
Funniest.
Yeah. So funniest player that you like to like hang around with. Could be first team or
I'm trying to think just from like everywhere I've been. Actual funniest trainer. Don't know, you know. I'm trying to think now who's. You know, one of my real good friends, Callum Robertson, when I was at Preston.
Okay.
The vibes that guy used to come with every day. There was a day I don't think I ever seen him come in training not smiling or laughing. Regardless if he was playing, not playing. He was just. Everyone who knows Callum Robertson, he's like the happiest guy you'll ever meet every day. Okay. No matter if it's 6 a.m. or like 11 at night, like he was just vibes every day.
Yeah, but the thing is that you need that type of teammate though, innit? Someone that can like push you.
He's a really good mate of mine. I don't get to see him as much now because he plays at Cardiff. I actually went to watch one of his games the other week, but we still we speak most days and we still we still chat and that. But that guy, he was just pure jokes every day. If he's not like doing some stupid. I think he cut the bottoms off my shorts, on my pants one day. Come back from training, I had these pants and they were debatable. I think it was like winter and they were like some fluffy, like they were almost like fur pants. I don't know what went through my mind to wear them to training. Coming from training, I could see him like looking at me funny in like a weird way, like waiting for me to like get changed. Put my pants on there, one leg, just chopped one of my legs off these pants. And he was like joking, laughing his head off, video, and he's like, "Don't ever wear them to training again." I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna now. You've made him into shorts, basically." Yeah. But like stuff like that, like like gluing my shoes to the floor or my flip flops. So
he was
he was the Joker, innit? Yeah. Every day, just something stupid. He would get changed, throwing the socks at my head or something. You know, like it was always just. But I'm like that. Like I'm like quite a jokey guy around a training ground, so I'm always up to. I feel
like you need that though in the change room, innit?
You need a few because like it can be serious, innit? And when you're in the league and you're fighting for points, like
you don't want to be serious enough. Like I hear it, like
you need to be, but you also need to be I think like from a journey in football, some managers don't get it. Like, I remember at Preston, I had Alex Neil, Scottish guy. We never seen eye to eye. I don't know if he didn't like me as a person, or I don't know if it's because I was a jokey kind of guy. He was too serious, man. You know, walking around the training ground, I could never speak to him. Like, I don't think I was probably there in 4 or 5 years. I don't think I ever had a proper conversation with him where, like, I didn't feel like, you know, like a bit of pressure or a bit of like, are you judging me? Or I felt like he just used to like, I don't know, man, but he used to like, almost made it not really enjoyable. Do you know, like playing for him? And I don't mean that, listen, he's a good coach, and the way he used to set up games and the level of detail he'd go into was crazy. Like, we'd have like meetings for hours, like before games, like day before, hour meeting, day of a game, hour meeting, before the game, another meeting. So he used to go into like serious levels of detail, and I respect it. Like, he was locked into what he was doing and he wanted the best for the team. But as a you know, like player manager, like for me, he wasn't good. Like, for my career, like I really struggled under him to grow, you know, like a connection with him to play for. I felt like I was always battling with him instead of playing for him. And I don't know, I think there was a time he brought me in one time. I was just speaking to him and he was saying something about, like, as a player, I see certain players in certain categories, and he labelled me as just like basically a player who's got talent but doesn't need to be a footballer. And when he said it to me, I was like, what does that mean? I've trained since I was 6 years old. I literally dedicated my whole life to this. I moved house when I was 13. Like, and you're going to say I'm just talented, but I don't need to be a footballer. And I was like, how can you sit down there? You've knew me 6 months. I think it was like 6 months or whatever.
Did you like take that all in though? Like, did you take it like personally?
Yeah, I didn't like it because he doesn't know my story in football, do you know what I mean? And he didn't really know me as a person either, and like my life or anything. And it was just like, certain players need to be footballers. Some players, I can't remember, he used like 3 different things, and he was like, I put you in the category of, you're a talented footballer but don't need to be a footballer. But there was no like motivation behind this conversation. Like, it didn't, like, trying to, like, it didn't need to be said. Basically. Yeah, it didn't need to be said. Yeah. Like, it was just like, I don't remember coming out of there like,
like,
what's this guy on about?
Yeah,
like,
did he have a bad day in the office or something?
Like, listen, he's a good guy. I don't mean anything bad to him. It was just certain managers you can thrive off, certain managers you can't. And like I say, with him, I felt like I was always battling against him instead of playing for him. Like, the amount of times I was in his office, like, I should be playing. Or when you're young, I think you can be a bit like that sometimes. Like, a bit like, I want to play, I should be playing. And you don't really think like what's best for their team. You know, like, obviously, Championship's not an easy league to play in. I'm a technical player, likes to get on the ball, make things happen. Some games when you go into like top of the league, you're playing against Wolves who are just beating people every week. You maybe has to play a more defensive player in that game, and I didn't see it in that way at that time. I just thought, I'm playing well here, I'm doing well, like week in, week out. You're dropping me for this game. This is like one of the biggest games. And I didn't really think about it at the time. Now I'm older, I understand like a lot of the reasons why he picked the teams he did at the time and why he probably didn't play me in certain games and that. But the amount of times I was in his office, like, not arguing with him, but having a debate over, like, backing myself, basically. Yeah. And there was always one I remember. It was funny because I'd had an ACL, I'd been out for 12 months. And I'd had a really good pre-season, played in all the pre-season games, finally got myself fit. First game of the season comes, I think it was Swansea away or at home. Pulls me in the office, he's like, not going to play you. He was like, I was going to play you, but I'm going to go with a different team. He said, out of everyone here, like, he was like, I feel sorry for you because of the pre-season you've had, off the back of your injury, you've really proved yourself, but I'm just not going to start you in this game. And I was a bit like, I've been flying pre-season. I should be playing. Didn't end up playing. I was like, is what it is. And then I think there was like a cup game like week or two after, and played in it. And I was like, I need to do something here. Not played. This was my first game after I think 12 months of an ACL. Came on. I think in like my first touch I'd scored, and off that I was like, right, my feel good. Like, I'm back. Like, I'm 12 months out, first touch of the ball, scored. And then after that game, I did really well in, like, the 20 minutes or whatever it was I played in that game. And then me and him had been having, like, back and forth, like, the weeks prior after, like, the few games I'd not played. Not, like, anything bad, just, like, I really want to be playing. Like, I feel good. Like, I feel like I should be involved. And then he pulled me. He pulled me, like, on a few days before the next league game. And it was live on Sky against Stoke. And he was like, I think he just sat there. He was like, all the talk you've been giving me, I'm starting you on Saturday.
Yeah, because you backed yourself.
Yeah. And then he was like, so all this you've been saying, Saturday you're playing against Stoke and it's on Sky, so go show me what you can do. Yeah. You've been talking the talk, go, you got to go walk it now. And I was like, I've got to actually, I've got to step up now. Yeah. And
do you feel like you was pressured though, like, in a way?
Nah, I think at that time he's giving me, like, good motivation in it to, like, prove him that I should be playing. Like, I kind of needed it, innit? I thrive off stuff like that. Me, I don't like not having pressure. Like, I find it hard to, like, not play with pressure on me. But then that game, Stoke scored. We won 3-1. So I remember, like, he was joking with me after. He was like, fair play, like. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That was a good little moment. That.
I wanna talk about your injuries, because obviously you've had a lot of injuries,
so many injuries, man. Yeah. Not even bad ones, to be honest. Just ACL was the first ever. Like, coming through United, I had a few injuries, but only like 3-4 weeks, like hernias, little niggles here and there. But first ever big injury, ACL was difficult. That was like the first time I'd ever done anything. I knew I was 11 months out of footy, basically 12 months out of footy. I remember doing it. Came on. There was like 5 minutes left. West Brom. It was West Brom at home, playing for Preston. Came on a pitch, and I didn't. You know, the mad thing is, I didn't actually think I was going to play that game. And I normally wear molds. It was like a dry day. I normally wear molds, and I had a brand new pair of studs, and I was like, I'll just at half time, I'll wear them in. You know, like, just to, like, break them in. And I just had them on, and I think it was more of like a chase the game. I can't remember what score it was, and he threw me on for the last 5 minutes. I had my studs on.
Last 5 minutes of the game?
Last 5 minutes of the game, yeah, I know. It's not like I'd even started that game. Yeah. It was like a nothing kind of last 5 minutes came on. Had these studs on that were brand new. And, like, I can't blame it on the studs, but I've twisted and I've just felt this pop in my knee. As soon as I felt it, I knew something was not right. Like, it felt like my knee blew up inside. It was crazy. I remember after it, I went into the change room. I actually passed out, like, just because of the pain I was in. Passed out. I don't know if it was my body in shock. And then, yeah, I remember going home after that. The physio was like, I don't know if you've done your ACL, because he did all the tests, and he said, but after it, when I did a scan, he said sometimes your knee can, like, lock, so they can't test it properly. Yeah, there's like a certain, like, they move your knee in a certain way to know if you've done it. Yeah. He said he thinks my hamstrings are locked on, so he couldn't really do the test. So he was like, I'm not sure. He was like, keep your head up. It might be positive. Got the scan results. I remember, must have cried for like 3 days. Like, I didn't leave. I lived in an apartment at the time. I didn't leave that apartment probably 2 weeks. Just sat in, didn't speak to no one. Just was crying. Like, I never cried like that in my life. I think like my family were like a bit worried, innit? Because in my head I was like, ACL was like, for someone who's never really had injuries, ACL was like,
it's a big
might
thing.
Never play again. You don't know if you're ever gonna play again. You hear
and
people
like even play the same again.
All these like emotions are going through your mind. Like, am I gonna be the same player? Am I gonna even be able to recover from this? Because I've never done it. I don't know even what this injury is. Remember, there was probably two weeks just sat in my apartment. Don't even think I opened the curtains. I don't even think I showered or anything. I was just waking up. Phone was just on the side. Sat there just crying, watching series. Like, not even like.
Do you think
texting
it's hard
people
to
back.
like overcome injuries and like all of that stuff?
I think it's hard to overcome them. Once you're back playing, it's all right. But it's some people never get to that stage, or some people it affects when they start playing. Like, when I recovered from my ACL, never really like had issues with it, so it never really bothered me. It was like rehab, back training, back playing. Never had an issue with it again since. So it wasn't too hard. The process of the recovery side of it is crazy. every day, leg weights. Can't really do anything.
And like, do you think it was affecting you like mentally all the time?
The ACL one, no. Mentally it was hard. It was tough because you're seeing lads like all your mates who you're training with every day, scoring, playing, enjoying themselves, and I'm just in a gym. It was good at the time because Billy Bowden, who I was really close with at Preston, he'd done his ACL at the time. Well, it's not good that he did his ACL, but it was good that we'd done it literally at the same time. So we did the recovery together. Like, we literally did the same stuff every day. So it's like I had my own partner, to recover with. And we both got back at the same time. We both played pre-season. And our journeys, like, with the ACL were the same. And he'd done it before. So he knew how to, like, he was telling me how to do stuff and, like, how to recover and help it because he'd been through the process before. So I think at that stage that helped me a lot, in terms of recovery and mentally. Because, don't get me wrong, there was times where I was never somebody who went out or drank and there was a stage when I think I was like 6 months into my recovery and I just needed, every day I'd been just going into training, double sessions. I was having to like up my protein intake because I don't think you realise how your quad looks after an ACL. Anyone who's done an ACL will know like your quad disappears. Within like 3 weeks after the operation, you go from having like muscles in your leg to just like this weird looking empty. You can grab it and it's just empty.
Yeah, like, I think Tyron Mings had that same thing, innit?
Yeah, you see, I think there was a lad. I seen a picture of there's a lad playing in America. He used to play for Barcelona, and he put a picture online of his like legs after his ACL, and one of his legs is just like bone. It's mad how it happens. I think because you're not working it, you can't walk on it or anything for like a certain amount of weeks. Your muscle just like depletes and just disappears. But you have to like double your protein intake and like diet everything because you've got to grow it back. And it's hard because it feels horrific, like the process of getting it. I remember they used to have me on the physio bed before when I go into training. The physio would literally he'd throw me like it'd be like a towel. He'd be like, right, you're gonna have to bite this in a minute because we're gonna have to bend your knee. So you'd lie on you'd lie on your front.
Yeah.
They'd put like something. They'd put something behind you. I think they'd put another towel behind your knee, and they'd literally just be yanking your knee just to get it moving because it's all scar tissue. They say if they don't get it bending in a certain amount of time to like full bend, it won't bend the same ever again. So I'm there biting this towel, just yanking my knee. But I think he used to enjoy it on the side of physio. He was like pushing my knee down, like bending it. But like I would go every morning and think, I'm gonna have to have this guy bend up my knee. Like it's crazy. But it was it's difficult, but you've got to be able to like. It depends how you manage it. There was a time, like I said, I don't really go out drinking or that. I had about 3 weeks where I went out back-to-back weekends, and I'd never done that in my life. I was never really that guy to do that. It was like over Christmas, and I was like, I just need to just take a break from this rehab and just go out and enjoy myself. And yeah, I think it was China White in Manchester. I'm not really proud of it. I just did back-to-back Saturday, Sunday weekends in China White. It's not really something I would do now, but yeah. I mean, it was fun, but yeah, I was never really that guy to go out back-to-back weekends. I just had a little month over Christmas where I just went and enjoyed myself, had a few drinks, and then after that, it was like, right, I'm back on the grind.
No, here, man. And then obviously, Baller League UK came to town. How did you hear about that? And what made you want to play for Baller League?
Do you know what, right? I didn't know about it, I'll be honest. I'd never even heard of it. And my mates with a guy called Mo Ali, who's a TikToker. He's quite big on TikTok, does loads of stuff on that. And
never heard of him. Maybe if
you'd have seen his videos. He does like he does like
videos.
Videos.
Mo Ali, the guy who does challenges the footballers.
Yeah, like he does like Neymar, everyone.
I know him. Yeah,
so my mate knows him. We spent like a weekend just chilling in Manchester, and he was doing a few shoots and stuff with a few players. Yeah. And he was like, "Oh, are you not looking to do Ballers League?" And I was like, "What's this Ballers League?" And he was like, "Oh, it's like this thing that's been set up now, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Never heard of it, I'll be honest." He was like, "I'm thinking about doing the American version." He was like, "I want to get into the American one." He was like, "You should look into it." So my mate Nav, who's playing for he's playing for Wembley in Ballers League now, he's like, "Bro, we should play in it." He really wanted to play in it. I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, I'm used to playing in like 11-a-side in the league. I never really played 6-a-side. I don't really know if it's for me." Weirdly, the next day, I woke up and I just checked my Instagram. I had a DM off him. And I was
Is
like,
it?
that's so strange. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, I'd viewed one of the stories or whatnot and he'd seen my name. And then spoke to the guy from it and he was like, I think it was like, this was only like 4 or 5 days before it was, do you know the draft night that they do?
Yeah.
He was like, come down to the draft night if you want to play.
So you skipped the trials.
Yeah. I didn't know. It was like 4 days before.
You skipped the trials.
Skipped the trials, yeah.
You know how many men like applied for that? Applied for them, like I think
A lot, innit?
10,000 kids or something.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, he skipped the trials and
Bro, you fair play.
I got a little jump through. Yeah, I got a little jump through. But so to be fair, even going to the draft night, I still wasn't really sure if I was gonna do it.
Yeah.
Even if like as bad as it sounds, even if I got picked, I didn't know. If my mate wouldn't have got picked to play, I probably wouldn't have played.
A bit of a controversial question. I know you signed for Clint's team, but like, was there any team that you wanted to play for at the time?
I think I looked at like the people who were there, and I think like Mika's team, just because of his. Yeah, I think it was more his like. His personality and that, like, and he's actually like big on the socials as well. So I thought it'd be quite fun to play for that team. I mean, you've got Shearer and Lineker in it. You've got like some big people who manage that team. And then who else was there?
There's Mini Mentor's team.
I'm trying to think who I was thinking about before. Obviously, there was like legends and stuff like Figo and that. But I was like, how serious is he gonna take it? Is he even gonna be here? It's not. I don't think he's been to a game. I don't think I've actually seen him.
No.
Seen him there. So from draft night he was there, and then I think I was actually saying as my angry Ginge, just because he was from Manny, and I thought like I'm coming here for me I was never really coming to Ballers League, and this is not in a disrespectful way to Ballers League. This was more like I'm coming to enjoy myself. Like I'm not coming win, lose, draw. When I was coming into it, this was when I was coming into it. I wasn't really like serious. Like I was like. I've been a free agent for a while now. I've got no like. I feel like I said this the other way. I got no like purpose. Like football's my purpose, and like waking up to play is what I want to be doing. So I was like, I just want to go and do it and just enjoy myself, get my purpose back as a footballer. So I went into it just with a free mind, as like 6 aside, just have some fun, score some goals, smile, win, draw, lose, go home the same person. The more it's been going on, it's intense.
Yeah, because you scored the quickest goal, innit?
I think it was like 12.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it was like one. Yeah, it was like
yesterday, man, long day.
Yeah. 12. I think it was like 12 seconds in. Yeah. It was against my mate's team as well. Banged it top bins, but
yeah, because you got the ball and then he just like
Well, I don't think. Do you know them balls, right? In Ballers League, the mental, like you can hit one, and it can go mental in the top corner, and then you can hit it the exact same, and it can just go woof. They're like, I don't know, it's a weird ball.
Is that the what's that ball, man? The 2010 one. Forgot the name.
It's mad, the ball.
Forgot the name.
It's like an airflow. It's like a weird. It just wobbles, you know, when you hit it.
The Jabalani, I think it's called Jabalani, the ball.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, but
how is Clint like as a manager? Because I know he gave you
he's
guys
just a cool guy, innit? Like he's a proper cool guy. As a manager, like Ava's the guy who like he's like the team coach, innit? And he's good, man. Ava's really good in terms of like he's drilled in. He knows football. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard because obviously from draft night you have like the play. You don't know really the players who you have as a team. And for us in this, it's been difficult because we've got a lot of the same players. So it's been like knowing it's effective if you've got like a target man, or your defense are like well structured. And we've found it hard. We've got a lot of like technical players who want to get on the ball and stuff, but we've been hard. It's been hard to find like a little rhythm. We've been chopping and changing and trying to bring wild cards in. But Ava's been really good. Clint rocks up in it. He rocks up for the game. Turns up in his outfits.
Yeah, bro, man. Clint comes up. He comes through. He's got bare secure on him. Can't even chat to him, bro.
He's
proper,
gone clear,
man.
innit?
He's proper,
do you know what? He's a good guy though. Like
he's a good
chats
guy.
To us.
Yeah,
I didn't realise how young he was. He's only what? Is he 28?
I don't know.
I think he's like 28, 29, something like that. I didn't realise when I met him, just because obviously he's done well, innit? You know, with his clothing brand, and he gave us all a pair of honey blacks, which was pretty sick.
You know what's crazy? I remember I met him the same day I met you.
Yeah.
I met Clint and I was trying to get him on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was out to him like, "Yo, can I have a word?" He's like, "Bro, whatever you do not ask for honey blacks."
Yeah.
Nah, it's not that. Bro. I mean, yeah, but nah, it's not that. But like, he's just not. He's a calm guy. He's like man, innit?
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need that though, like someone relatable to you, innit?
Yeah. He's a good man. He don't really get like. He don't really. I think he's just like, I want to see people just shoot. I want to see tackles. Like he just wants to see the excitement side, innit? And then Ava's like more, right, we need to lock the defence up and we need to do this side. But nah, it's a good team to play for because they're good with the squad, do you know what I mean? Like and I've heard a few things from a few other clubs which are a bit too serious. Some of the managers are taking it a bit and it's putting a bit of pressure on the players, like a bit too much. Whereas like nah, can't out anyone, but
no, I'm joking.
yeah. There's obviously that beef with me and Ian Wright the other week, innit?
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't. Do you know
happened?
what, right? The social media world make things so much worse than it is.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a little back and forth. Obviously, every camera angle's got it. And then it's been posted. People have seen, oh, Ian Wright's arguing. Ex-Manchester United player. That's what they like headlined it as. Ex-Manchester United player, Ian Wright arguing at Ballers League. Don't get me wrong, he said some words that were like not nice, but it's these games, I don't think people realise how intense it is from the sideline because there's no like nobody sits on a bench. They're all on the side. Everyone's shouting. There's mad tackles going on. There's goals. It's intense. And
I remember you were saying that I think they were trying to get onto you as in like butcher him, like tackle him, break his legs and that.
Mate, I remember, to be fair, I was being a bit cheeky in the game to him. Like I was, not to him, but to like a few like they were back and forth in it, and like I remember
you scored and then I don't know.
I give it the
anyway.
yeah. This was because I don't know how true it was. I heard him say one of their staff members say something about a player on another team before a game.
Okay.
Basically said, "Oh, he's shit. You don't need to worry about him." But like I didn't like the way
they said that
you're saying that about a player. So I was giving it. You're talking a bit too much. Like you can't just be calling players.
Yeah.
Shit, who you like? It's not a nice thing to say. He's not. He's here. Like he's not shit. So I don't know how true that was, but somebody said that like that got said in it. So I was like, oh, you're talking a bit too much. Like, you can't just be calling players shit. But that was like a bit of banter in it. Like I'm not doing it like in a serious way. So I'd done that, and then they were like trying to kick me a little bit. Like I could sense. Obviously, I've scored a good goal. I give it a bit of that old talking too much, and then every time I got the ball, I felt like I was just getting chopped down. And then I remember I probably shouldn't do this, innit? I stood on a bar and they were like just banked off, but we was winning, and I was like, come on, man! Like your team's losing. Come get the ball.
Yeah.
Like almost like not like needling them a little bit, like. And then after that, I was hearing the sidelines like I can't even. They were like nail him, like go through him. Like they were. The heads were gone. The heads were gone already. Yeah. And then at the end of the game, I think I've gone to shake his hand, and he said a few things in it, called me a few impolite words, and then argued, and then after that, but then I seen him. I know in football that happens. Like that's normal. Like when you go down a tunnel, the amount of times you have an argument with someone that nobody sees, it's normal. And then I seen him last week and give each other a hug, had a bit of banter, and was like, these people online, like they thought it was like something it wasn't.
Serious,
yeah. We like shook. I was like, come here, man, got a picture together. So for everyone who like thinks that squashed, that was never anything that serious anyway. Just a little argument.
Nah. You are a big United fan. Talk to you about United, man.
Oh man, I don't even. It's tough, innit? It's tough.
Go Spain though. You think we're gonna do it?
Do you know what? Fair play, they done well, innit? Like, I think they'll do it. Yeah. I think just the team now, man. I'm not one. I don't like watching footy as much anymore, to be honest. I used to love watching footy. I don't really, like I was saying, nothing excites me, to watch a game of footy anymore. Like, I watch them, don't get me wrong. I watch United and I watch other big games, but I'm not really excited to watch them. But United, they like just drain the life out of me. As a fact, like it's just, I want them to be where they used to be. I want them to be winning games all the time, but I don't think they've got the squad right now to be doing that. I think they need to. What do you
think of Amram though? I think he's like the guy to take United forwards.
You can't really judge him because he's got a team that's not his, in it. Do you know what I mean? He's working with players that he's not signed.
That's what I tell people, man. Like, give him his players, give him the budget.
He's got us to where we are. Like, he's got an opportunity to get Champions League football next season, so he's done something right. But I think you can only really judge him off when he starts to make signings and he builds his own squad, because he's left with somebody else's squad right now, innit? So it's kind of, the team. I was doing that. It was like doing a keep release thing the other day, and there's so many players, like not in a bad way. They're obviously talented players, but I think there's just a lot of players that like need to go in it, and they need to be changed to better the club.
Scored on your debut, last game of the season.
Yeah.
Talk to you about that, man.
It's mad, man. That was
Old
honestly.
Trafford.
I
73k sold out.
Yeah, it was.
How was that?
It's like, what can you say? It was a surreal moment for me in my career in terms of like a lad who's been at the club since 6 years old, United fan, all my family United fans. Like, I'd worked all my life for that moment, and as mad as it sounds, it's probably the last ever opportunity I was ever getting. I'd been there, never played in the first team, never been on the bench, and I managed to make my debut, and I think it was like 15 minutes in, score. It's like, in that game, my whole body after that goal was like empty. I had no energy. I was just drained. Like, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. Like, it was just like, it was a dream come true. You know what I mean? I trained my whole life, dedicated my whole life for that moment. And you know, I think whatever happened after or in my career, it was always something I will always be able to sit back in my life and be like, I always was able to make my dream come true. Even though it was only once, it was still.
Yeah, because that's every kid's dream, you know, scoring at Old Trafford.
Even me,
fans, like,
yeah.
I don't play football, innit? But my biggest dream is to obviously one day play at Old Trafford and score.
Yeah.
That's why I think about just doing a knee slide. That's one thing I want to do, just knee slide at Old Trafford.
It was
but
crazy.
the fact that you done that,
yeah,
with obviously Marina being your manager and then playing with Rooney hugged you after you scored.
I think it was Rooney's last game.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a few players. Pogba played in that. Pogba assisted.
Pogba City as well.
Yeah. He whipped it down the line.
You know, I'll be talking about it every day, bro. You don't understand how much I'll be talking.
You know, I don't like speaking about it. You know,
Yeah.
like there's so many times I'll go somewhere and like someone will bring it up, or I get like, for me it's just like a proud moment. Like I don't really like to speak about myself too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm always just play it down a bit like, oh yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say. What was supposed to say?
Yeah.
But it was weird because going into that game, you'd expect to be like nervous, wouldn't you? You know, like making your debut. I think I'd played at Old Trafford the week before. I think we played Tottenham in the in like the reserves, and I'd scored a hat trick, and that's Mourinho was watching that game.
Oh, sick.
I remember I was in like good form at the time. I think I'd been voted for one of the players of the season at United, and in the reserves at that year, and then. It was off the back of, I think, 2 weeks before we played Arsenal, I scored. Then we played Tottenham at Old Trafford, I scored a hat-trick. And then the next game was obviously my debut. Mourinho watched that game, and then he got me in the canteen at Carrington. It was like a few days after that game, and there was nobody else in there except for me and him. I'd gone up there to get like, I don't know, like a snack or something. And he was just like, kid, he used to say kid in it. It was like, kid, come here.
Yeah.
And he didn't say anything other than, do you think you're ready? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think so. And he was like, okay. He was like, kid, you will play. And I was like,
that's mad.
But like, that was it. And he was like, go recover. And I was like, play? Like, what does he mean by play? And then I've gone like downstairs, there's like a little pool area. Nicky Butt at the time's come in, and he's been like, you need to get yourself right, like make sure you like focus, because Mourinho's just said you're gonna play. And I was like, when he says play, like start or bench or what? And he was like, don't know, but he said you're gonna play, so just be ready. But this was like probably on like 3 days. 3 days. This was like 3 days before the game, so 3 days is a lot of time, like to sit and think about, I'm playing. I could be making my debut for United in 3 days.
That's me. I ain't going to sleep, bro.
I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even like tell my family properly. I just said, I think I might have a chance for the game. Obviously, I've done well in that game. I didn't really say. Yeah. I said Mourinho said you might be involved, but I was like, I'm not sure what's going on. But obviously, in my head, I knew he said I'm gonna play, if that was start or off the bench. But I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself. And you know, it's like as soon as you tell one person, the whole family's gonna know, and they're gonna be texting me, get me tickets, get me this, get me that. So I kind of left it to like the day to actually like say get tickets, you know, to people. Because I might be playing. And a bit of a mental one. The day before that was my mum's, I think it was her 50th birthday. And she had a party at the house. Like all arranged, it'd been arranged for like months. this party's our 50th birthday party, innit? I'm thinking.
Yeah. And you haven't told her yet?
Nah, she knew, but it was like,
okay.
she said to me, like, what should I do about the party? And I was like, just have it, innit? But
Yeah,
it's day before,
enjoy
day before my
moment.
game.
Yeah, enjoy
And
moment.
I was
yeah,
like, oh my God, like, where am I going to sleep? There's a party going on at the house.
Okay.
Went and stayed at my granddad's house with my dad, like, just never stayed at my granddad's house before a game ever. And yeah, mum's 50th birthday party was all planned, and like, I was like, just have your party, innit? Like, I'm fine, I'll go stay. My granddad only lived around the corner at the time, so I just went and stayed there for the night with my dad. It's probably good, probably like distracted my mind, you know, from being just like at home, a different environment. And yeah, the rest is the rest.
History. After the game, talk to me, like, what was like everyone saying to you after the game after you scored?
Oh, my phone, mate. I think I went from like 10k followers to like, I think it was like 200 and something K followers within like the space of a day.
And you got man of the match?
Man of the match, yeah. I've still got the champagne bottle at my house that they give me.
You never opened it, innit?
Nah,
opened it.
I'll never open it. Bro, the amount of times I've been scared of someone opening that, like, he used to come, my mates, I got like a little games room at my house, and we used to play pool and that there, and mates used to come around, he used to like touch it, or like, say a few of them had a few drinks, like, let's pop it open. I'm thinking, oh, just don't touch that, innit? Like,
you don't think you'll ever open it ever?
Nah, to me, it's like a
achievement.
It's like a trophy almost.
A trophy,
it's like a little like sentimental piece. Like, I should really have it framed. Do you know what I mean? I'll just have it sat on the side, but I should probably get it framed. It's like a moment. Like, I want to keep it forever. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I could keep the bottle, but I want to just like, it's like my little.
Yeah.
I've got the shirt. Mum's got a shirt. Got 2 shirts from the game. Mum's got a shirt. Dad's got a shirt. Got the boots framed. But yeah, and then got the champagne bottle. Just keep.
Sick.
Keep
And what did
all.
the Mourinho say after the game?
Didn't really say much, to be honest. Like, just like, well done. Like, you should be proud of yourself. Yeah, that was it. Not really like anything crazy. Just like almost like give me a hug, pat me on the back, and say like, well done, man. Like, you should be proud of yourself for that. And all the players were so like supportive of it. You know, like there was like lads like Jesse and other lads like Axel, Transibi at the time. Like, they'd all played before me, and like they were all buzzing for me. You know, like, because we'd all trained together and all done like this Manus thing. There was a lot of us who were there. My best mate, one of my best mates, Kieran, was on the bench that game. So it was like there was nobody hating. Do you know, like, sometimes in football you can have people who don't like to see you do well. Like, a lot of them people I was really close with, so everyone was so supportive and so happy for me. Yeah.
Big up, man. You got a mad story, as in like your journey from obviously scoring on your debut, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows, being at Preston, then Northampton, then Fleetwood.
I was on loan Fleetwood, Ipswich
as well.
Ipswich, yeah. Then Northampton, Cheltenham. To be fair, like, the hardest part was probably when I left. The back end of Preston was when I really was probably my hardest times in football. So obviously done my ACL, recovered really well from that. Like, the season after that was one of my best seasons in the Championship. I think before January I scored like 7 or 8 goals. I think I had like a year or 2 left on my contract, so I think I had a year left, and clubs were like looking at me, you know, to sign me, because I would come from United. Then I'd had a decent first season, breaking into the Championship.
Yeah.
Done my ACL. Then off the back of ACL, had a good 6 months. Scored goals. I think like Norwich and other clubs were like speaking to my agent at the time. And then I don't know what happened, because I weren't really agreeing a contract at Preston, or I'm not too sure. Like, I remember there was 1 month I scored like three or 4 goals or whatever, and I was voted for like, it was like Championship player of the month. They used to do like, they pick 3 players. I was in that, and then the next month or 2 months I just didn't play a game. I was like on the bench, and I was thinking, how can I go from the 6 months I've had being voted for the champ player of the month to then just being completely dropped? Like, it just didn't make sense to me at the time. And then from then it was like I never really like consistently played for Preston after that moment. I think I signed a new deal still, 3 years. And then I got this injury, right? And it was such a strange injury. It was a tendon injury behind my hamstring. It was like, there's like a tendon behind your hamstring. It's like behind your knee, sorry. Like where your hamstring tendon attaches to like the back of your knee. And I just remember feeling it one day, and it just felt like something was catching. Played on it for like a couple of months, because it was like I could play on it but it was sore. Do you know what I mean? And then it was just never going away. So I had scans, and the physios were just telling me like, it's just fluid behind your knee. It's nothing. They couldn't really work out what it was. At this time when I was playing on it is when I went on loan to Ipswich. They knew about the issue. They scanned me, and I failed a medical at Ipswich for this issue.
Yeah.
But they were like, they wanted to sign me anyway. They were like, can you play on it? And I was like, yeah. Looking back, I should have never gone. I should have just
Recovered first.
recovered the issue that I had going on. So I went to Ipswich, and I knew I wasn't right. Like, I knew I wasn't fit properly. Ended up going there for 6 months, and to be fair, the Ipswich, the club was getting sold at the time. The manager got sacked. It was COVID. It was a bit of a mess. Like, played a handful of games, but could never really get going. My knee wasn't right. Well, the tendon wasn't right. So after I came back from my loan at Ipswich, I just said to the physios at Preston, I was like, I can't play on this no more. My knee is like, I was training at Ipswich. I remember I was coming home. I was sitting on the sofa. I'd have the Normatec pants. I'd sit in the Normatec pants. I'd ice my knee. Couldn't really walk. Like, there was a time where I couldn't really walk. Like, I physically couldn't walk, but I was training. So it was just be train, sit. Because my knee, after training, it would like, it wouldn't swell up. It was like, it would just be like a burning, aching toothache pain behind my knee. And I was like, what is this? Like, at night, I couldn't sleep. I had to put pillows under my knees. Just couldn't shake it off. So
there was one story you had regarding your injury. I think I'm a bit of a creep, sorry, yeah. But there was one time you was on holiday with your girlfriend.
Yeah, this is what
and
I was
like
gonna
you
get
couldn't
into.
walk, and then you had to take a scooter back to the hotel or something like that.
I think it was after that. So after that at Ipswich, this was when I came back to Preston. It was, you have the summer, don't you, to go on holiday.
Yeah.
Come back from that Ipswich loan. I was on holiday in Portugal, and I remember like I'm sunbathing and everyone else is relaxing, and I've got my legs on the sunbed like tilting it up to try and like, you know, like to get the blood out, like thinking I can just flush my leg out, and I couldn't even relax sunbathing. I was in so much pain. And then there was, it was literally mad. There was a harbour, you know, like I can't remember what it's called, the harbour where we were staying though in Portugal. The restaurant is like on the other side. And for me at that time, if I walked longer than 5 minutes, I was in too much pain. I have to sit down. And all day my knee had been throbbing. I was in a room, I'm getting changed. I used to get like annoyed. Do you know what I mean? I used to think like, why me? Like, why am I in all this pain every single day? But it wasn't like with some injuries, you might just have like a broken ankle and your ankle hurts. This was like
worse than that.
It was like constant pain, like like toothache.
Yeah.
But like in
your leg.
Like in my leg, and it wouldn't go. So I literally, I said like, I couldn't. I said to her like, I can't walk around that harbour. My knee's killing me. I had to get an electric scooter, like helmet on, like backpack. I don't think I had a helmet. I think I had a backpack like with all the stuff in it, but. We're all dressed up to go for food, and I'm jumping on an electric scooter.
Go back,
I want to just relax. I'm on holiday, and I couldn't even walk around the harbour, which is a 5-minute walk. And even like the Trafford Centre from Manchester, in it, so like someone would say, "Do you want to come Trafford Centre?" I'd be like, "Nah, man." And they'd be like, "Why?" I can't walk around Trafford Centre. My knees like, they're like, "Yeah, but surely it's only Trafford Centre." I'd be like, "Nah, but I'm in too much pain. Like, not going." So that I probably had this tendon injury for probably 2 years. It was probably 2 years, give or take. And there was, when I came back from Ipswich, I said pre-season, I'm not training until this is right. I think they thought I was like lying. I think at the time they thought like I was making out this issue was worse than it was, because I was saying I can't walk properly, like I can't sleep at night. I'm literally having sleepless nights because I've got toothache in my knee that's not going. And I'd had multiple, because the scans were showing no, like, it wasn't my knee, it wasn't like meniscus, it wasn't cartilage. They couldn't really work out what it was. So went to see this like specialist. I've seen all the specialists in Manchester. Went to London. This guy was saying like he's only seen it in like 5 or 6 athletes. This like similar kind of injury hits. Basically the tendon, your hamstring tendon where it attaches, has thickened. So every time my knee was extending, it was like flicking against a bone, which was causing it to like swell up and causing it to be inflamed. So the pain I'm feeling, which is toothache, is because every time I'm walking, my tendon's flicking against the bone, and it was just making it like it was like, imagine having a scab inside your leg or like on your arm, and every time it's like healing, you just pick the scab off and it's raw again. He said basically that's what's going on with your tendon. You just because it's thick and it's flicking against the bone, and it's just causing it to get irritated every time you train. So I said like, I'm not going to play till it's right. I took like 5 months. Didn't really train. I was like in and out of like running and stuff, and put me on this like program. But I honestly, from taking 5 months off it didn't feel any better. And then come to like January, I'd not really played or trained for like 4 months, 5 months, and then the club were just saying like, you're running again. You need to go on loan. And you need to just go play. I'd not trained. I think I trained a week, and then they were like, you need games before the end of the season to play next season. And in my head, I was just like, I need to just play. This injury's not getting any better. What can I do? I've took 5 months off it now. It's just gonna have to be what it is. So agent rang me. I think it was like last day of the window. Fleetwood will take you. Bearing in mind, I probably trained 4 sessions in 4 or 5 months. So my body, I knew I should have never gone to this one either. My body was never right. And this is like, I think where I probably messed up in my career in terms of, I should have just dealt with this at the time. I'm not done. As a player, you're eager to play, do you know what I mean? I went to Fleetwood, trained on the Friday, which was probably my first intense session in 5 months. I told him, obviously, at the time, I was hungry to play. I said, I'm fit. I want to play. Like, I'll be fine. And then the game was on a Saturday. I said, you're going to start. And I'm thinking, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm probably not right to play this game, like, fitness-wise. But I can get through 60 minutes. I should be fine. First minute of the game, ball's gone down the line, sprinted after it. Like, felt a bit tight in my hamstring. I was like, I don't feel right. Took a corner and just felt it just rip. I was like a minute into the game. So 5 months, I'd not trained. Trained on the Friday, played on the Saturday, ripped my hamstring. I was out for 12 weeks. It was like a grade 3, I think it was like a grade 2 or grade 3 tear in my hamstring. And at that stage, I remember just looking at my mum and dad in the crowd, and they were just crying. Like, they were crying. I was crying because I was just mentally like drained at that point. I'd just been and dealt with this knee injury, this other tendon injury, and then my first game back after however long, I've just ripped my hamstring, and I couldn't even walk. I was on crutches. I remember the club just said, because they knew like my headspace at the time, they was like, go on holiday for a few days, just go get yourself away. But that was like a dark time for me, because the mental like weight, this like knee pain, the tendon pain was putting on me before I'd even gone on this loan. It was like just my day-to-day life was just getting ruined. Like, I couldn't have fun anymore. Like, I was trying to like, I had a missus at the time, and I was trying to like enjoy myself with her, but I couldn't because I was just in pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, she used to like, I think she understood, but people wouldn't understand. Like, at
Until
night,
you're actually in that situation.
yeah, at night I wasn't
That's what I'm
sleeping.
saying.
I didn't even want to walk up the stairs because my leg was that sore. Once I was on the sofa after training, I would just sit there and I'd just ice it and massage it, and I was probably doing too much. I was probably trying to massage it myself and trying to ease the pain. And mentally, I was drained. There was a time where I was like, I remember saying to my dad, I might just have to just give up, man.
Yeah.
And I remember saying that, and I was like, I don't want to, but I couldn't really couldn't shake it off. I was like, I can't play. I can't. What can I do? I can't. It's not going. And then it was mad, really. The guy who I was doing all the stuff with for it. So after I'd done the Fleetwood one, I got injured again. It was then when I came back pre-season, Preston was just like, listen, you've been injured now for you've been in and out for 18 months. Your body's not robust enough to play a season for us. You've pulled your hamstring. Like, you've got a year left on your contract. I think it's best you go make your separate ways. You know, we go our separate ways. But at that time, I understood that situation. I get it. They're paying me a good amount of money. I'm not playing.
You're not playing, yeah.
I get that side, but I don't think they realised the headspace I was in terms of like mentally how draining it had been for me the last 2 years of having this, and then they're going to Ipswich not being right, going to Fleetwood pulling my hamstring not being right, and then the way they dealt with me, because I've been at that club for 5 years, coming to training, they do it at a lot of clubs. They want you out, don't they? And they want to do it in a way where they kind of push you out. So they're like, right, you're not going to train with the lads now. We're gonna bring you a time slot. You come into training and do your own training.
Mad.
So I was like, I'm not a bad egg. Like, I'm not someone who's gonna cause problems or be toxic, in a changing room. I'm not someone who would do that kind of stuff. Like, you know me well enough. I've been here for years now. You don't need to do that to me. And they were like, well, the manager doesn't want people who aren't gonna be in his team next season around the squad. So I was like, fair enough. And then got a text that my schedule was like 5 o'clock. So lads are in at like 9. I'm coming in 5 o'clock. So this was like on every day of the week, 4 or 5 o'clock when everybody was out of the building.
Everyone's at home and you're out here training.
But I've rocked up to train at Preston. And bear in mind, I know everyone there.
Yeah.
I've been there for years. There was a new guy there, and I think he was with the manager at the time. The new manager come in. He was like sports science guy. So I've come in. Didn't even look at me. And I was like,
Mad.
I've walked past him, didn't even say hi. And I was thinking, like, why have you what's going on here? Like, is this how it's gonna be? People are just not even gonna look at me. I've not done anything wrong. I've not said anything wrong. Just had injuries and not been able to play, and they want me out. So I'm coming in at 5 o'clock. Already, my brain's battered from the last 2 years anyway. I'm just so mentally drained. Coming in at 5 o'clock. I'm thinking, right, so I turn up for a session. Speak to the physio, like, who's taking my session? Physio's like, I think you just got to do it yourself. And I'm like, what do you mean? We've just been told, like, you're just coming in doing your own thing now. Like, you've got the times to come in, just train on your own, innit? So I was like, so no one's going to put, like, a session on. I don't know what to do on my own. How am I supposed to keep myself fit? Like, run around some coals. I've got no one to pass a ball with. So I'm there at 5 o'clock. They didn't even leave the stuff out for me. So I got there, and because the training was done, the ballrooms were locked. So I couldn't even get a football out. I was saying to, like, there was only the physios in the building left, because they were, like, staying there a bit later. I was like, I can't even get cones. I can't even get balls. What am I supposed to do? Just go run around the pitch? And they were like, I don't know. I don't know if the club had they have, like, obviously discussions, and they must have said, like, right, we're trying to get Josh out. It's his time to move on now. I don't know.
So do you think they're using that as a way to get you out then?
Yeah, 100%. They were like, mentally, he won't want to be here training on his own. Like, it's not, I don't think it's the right way to go about it, but I understand it in football. Like, manager's got his own squad and he don't want players. Some players can be toxic. I've been in change rooms when people, it's not going their way, can be toxic. I wouldn't be that type of person, but I've seen it, so I understand why they do it. But I think for me at that time, I needed, like, support more than
anything.
Do you know what I mean? I needed people around me, not to be training on a pitch on my own with no equipment. So I spoke to my agent and I was like, what's going on here? Like, I did it for a few days. I was coming in, they ended up leaving the thing open. They gave me, like, a key to get the balls. But nobody was training me. I was just setting my own sessions up. I was on YouTube looking at, like, ball sessions and what I can do to stay fit. And there was nobody ever there. I was turning up on my own. And this was like Friday, 5 o'clock. I've got to drive through rush hour. Nobody to train on my own, and I had to go. My agent was saying I have to go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was saying, because you're contracted to train, you can't not. If they set you a time frame, you have to go and train at that time.
Yeah, but what can you do if there's no balls, no coins, nothing?
But you, it's your job to go. You have to be in at that time. They set you a time to be in. If you then don't go in, they can basically sack you. Like, I
So
think
what
that's
was you doing then, like, in that time?
What, training wise?
Yeah, if there wasn't any facilities for you to train with.
Well, after a couple of days, obviously, I rang my agent and I said, like, they're going to have to leave me some stuff, or I can't do this. They basically just pushed me to a side and left me nothing to do my own thing. I've not even got, like, a trainer to train with. He was like, just go in, I'll speak to the chairman, I'll get him to leave you some stuff, like, get him to, like, leave everything open, like a bag of balls. And then I just set up sessions. So I was doing, like, it was more like agility drills, you know, like 4-minute blocks of sprint this cone to this cone, dribble through balls, ping a ball into a goal, do a few fast feet, take a shot, 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off, whatever. Every week I would, like, twice a week I'd be doing my sprints, making sure I was hitting 90%, like, just all the stuff I would know to do. But I was on my own. It was draining, don't get me wrong. And then even like I was saying there, you walk into a club and people start, like, not to say hi and not to even, like, I've been there years now, and people just were like, they were pushing me out, but not in the right way. Do you know what I mean? Like, not in the nicest of ways. And then I was getting paid a good wage at the time, so I'm not just gonna leave for nothing. I've got a year left on my contract, and I said to him, like, the way you've treated me, like, what do you want me to do? Just, they were offering me a pay up, which wasn't respectable at the time. And then I was like, just stay. If you're gonna
Did you say
treat me,
you've overcome all your injuries then, as in like?
it's mad now. Yeah, like my body. The last 2 years, obviously, was that I was a free agent for 4 months. Trained through all that. Signed for Cheltenham. Did a 6 months there. All this season, been fine. I actually feel good. It's crazy how that injury just one day just disappeared, and it was mad. Like it just flicked off. That tendon injury, I don't know if it just burnt itself out, but woke up one day and I was like, something feels a bit better.
Yeah, I feel
Like,
good today.
I had these PRP injections like over a short period of time. This was last resort. If I didn't, after these, it was just a blind operation. They said they was going to blind operate on it and see, go in and have a look at it. I just had these PRP injections, and then I had like back-to-back ones in the space of like 3 weeks. I think you're only supposed to have a certain amount, but they tried to they just said this is the last thing we can try, and then started to feel better. And then one day I just woke up and I was like, I think it's finally gone. It was like the relief when I was like walking around pain free. I was thinking, whoa,
Yeah, like
this
who's on
is
what? Like,
crazy. It's mad.
what is next for Josh Harrop?
Next for me, I literally spoke to my agent the other day and I said to him, I'm 29 years old. Like, I have got to try and give it another go. Do you know, in playing in the league, like, I'm fit now. I'm injury free. I've been injury free for 2 years. Like, I've not had no issues. My body feels good. Mentally, I'm probably in the best place in terms of like, I've got overall all the last years that have been stressful for me. Like, Ballers League's been enjoyable. Been having fun there. Like, it's nice to score a few goals. Feel like a footballer again, even though it's not in the league and whatnot. But for me now, I'm training every day to get myself as fit as possible for pre-season. For my agent to get me a club to train at, and I want to get back in the league. I personally, I think I'm still got the ability, and physically I still think I'm capable to play like League 2, League 1. Like, I'll push Championship. Obviously, I'd have to grind to get there. I'm never going to walk into a Championship team now. Like, I've had a lot of time out of the game, but League 2, League 1, I still feel like I'm good enough and fit enough, and like, I feel like I can go play at that level. So it's in my agent's hands, to be honest, and it's in any clubs who are watching. Do you know what I mean? Wanna get me in.
Bruv.
That's what I'm saying. I'm ready to train
Team
pre-season.
RTW, Monday nights,
Yeah.
Coverbox Arena.
Yep.
See for yourself, man.
Any club pre-season, I'm just looking to get into as many clubs who want me in to train and just to show what I can do. If they like me and they want to take a chance, it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's taking a chance on me, because I've played. I'm fit. Like, I've got a CV which shows I'm a good enough level to play at these levels. It's just if you can get me on that pitch week in, week out, which I'm fit enough to do now, you'll see like my ability and what I can do. So it's just to, like I say, go trial it as whatever clubs want to take me in the pre-season and give it another go. I don't know how many more
off-season's coming up as well, innit? So
yeah, and I'm off the back of Ballers League, and I've been training, so my I've been playing in it. I'm active. Like, it's not like I've just been sitting around doing nothing. Like, I'm fit, ready to train, ready to play. So yeah, just gonna have to go grind this pre-season and grind something out. But like I say, I'm ready to. I only got a few more goals. Like, as bad as it sounds, I've mentally I've got a few more to give it. You know, a few more chances, like a few more goals. Like, I've got a couple more shots in me to real try and get after it. And honestly, if I sign at a club this pre-season, I'm gonna be buzzing. Like, I just want to play foot.
Inshallah.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to play footy next season. I want to be waking up training every day. I don't want to be going to the gym anymore. I don't want to be doing that. I want to be waking up, going to a club, training and playing and motivated. And if anything, I'll be hungrier than I've ever been, because I've got a side of me which is I enjoy football more now because I appreciate it more, and I've got the side to like go and show what I'm about, but in a better way. As like, there's no pressure. It's more like I want to just go and play free and put my heart and everything into it, and just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a footballer, man. I don't want to be doing anything else. I don't want to be going to the gym. I don't want to be looking at little businesses to set up and all that. Like, I want to be playing ball. So yeah, that's me.
Good luck, man.
I hope so. Yeah, like I say. But no, it's been a pleasure being on here, man. And
no worries, man.
For you as well, you're on your grind, and I hope this pays off
This is
for
the
you.
new wave now, man.
That's what I'm saying. I hope you can make moves.
So just want to say thank you for jumping on, Josh. you know, you've had a mad story, and first time actually speaking out on a video is insane. And I just want to big you up for giving me the platform to do it for the first time.
I
want to say good luck to you. I hope you find a club. I hope you grind out the season, especially for Team RTW. I hope you just, you know, keep on going, because at the end of the day, bro, you're still young, man.
That's what I mean, man.
Still young,
29.
man. You still got it in you. Do you get me? Like, age is just a number, bro. Do you get me? So
some life still in the legs to give it
Keep
another crack,
grafting,
innit?
man. That's all I can say, man.
That's all you can do, innit?
And hopefully this video has motivated all the up-and-coming ballers that are going through injuries, that are going through a lot personally. You know, take Josh as an example, not in a bad way.
Yeah, you got. Listen, like, I've been through it, innit? I've been through it, so
you've been through it, man. But anyways, guys, that's the video all wrapped up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode on The Game's Gone, episode 1 with Josh Harrop. I want to say thank you for Josh for hopping on. It's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, man.
And if you guys want to see more content, make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know in the comments who do you guys want to see next, man. Listen, anything's possible, you know. Even if you told me to bring Ronaldo, I'll bring Ronaldo. Do you get me? No, I'm joking. But I want to say, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.